Hello, my love, and welcome back to the podcast. So, this time last week, I was sunning it up in Morocco in lovely 29-degree heat, kicking back on a sun lounger, free flowing wine, taking a dip in the pool, going on trips into the mountains. And now I'm back in the UK. I've hit the ground running. I've got all the usual work responsibilities and other commitments, and it's hard, right? And I think that we simply don't realize just how busy we are all of the time. And I think we hold that up almost as a badge of success. Think about it when you bump into people and you go, "Oh, how's work? How's things?" And you go, "Oh, busy." And I see this in a lot with the uh, women that I work with, busy professionals, women that are running their own businesses as well as being mum and juggling all of these other responsibilities. These naturally driven people who, when things maybe aren't going quite so smoothly during the perimenopausal transition, have a tendency to try and do more when really it's the opposite that we need. It's rest. That they're burnout from spinning all these plates and just the constant doing. Now, I know that we can't drop everything, but this is where I think micro moments of rest comes in. So during my trip, it was a real reminder of this because I completely disconnected from work. I wasn't doing any emails. There was no shopping, no running the kids around, no cooking dinner. It was just pleasing myself. And it was this that made me really think about how, when I'm talking about stress management, actually, maybe what I'm talking about a lot of the time is rest. So that's what I'm going to focus on in this episode, and incorporating little micro moments of rest in your day. So, in the last episode, when we ran through the breath awareness exercise, we discussed why stress management was important to helping you to alleviate your symptoms. So, I'm not going to go over all of that again. And if that's of interest to you, I'd go back to that last episode. I've had a lot of good feedback on that breath awareness exercise too. So, it's worth giving that a go. But by reducing stress, we can bring balance back to our nervous system and help ourselves feel better. So just quickly, estrogen helps to regulate cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, but as levels of estrogen decline or fluctuate as we go through perimenopause and menopause, this magnifies our stress response and exacerbates our symptoms. So I know what you're thinking right now is, yeah, well, this is all well and good, Julie, but I don't have time for rest. But I think it's about making time for rest snacks, little activities in your day that, build up over time. So what does rest look like? Well, I know that rest is completely different for each and every one of us, but here are my insights. So as I mentioned, I had a complete social media detox while I was away. And I believe that having breaks from your phone and social media are essential. If you just take a day off from your phone, that impact is almost immediate. How many times in your day do you find yourself just scrolling indiscriminately and then not realizing that you've been on whatever platform for over an hour? Think how much time you could get back just by removing that from your day. But it's not just the time element, it's the impact on our body. So when you're using your phone, the focus, the fixed stare that you have, your body position hunched over in that way, it puts all the signals are telling your body and mind that you're in a stressed state. So although you might not feel like you're stressed, your body is reading that as stress. So winding that amount of time that you spend on your phone is really essential. And you might even notice this when you're doing work emails. So if you're working on a difficult email, that you might find you're holding your breath, or if you've been sat at your desk for hours on end, how you naturally do a big big sigh or a big exhale, and that's your body essentially regulating stress. Another quick snack that you can do is to get outside. So popping out for a 5-minute walk can do wonders. There's loads of research now telling us the importance of being in green spaces or near water. But I think the actual action of walking is being overlooked. So that bilateral movement is very regulating, and can help bring back parts of your brain so that you can think clearly again. So you can do this by going for a walk in between meetings, a quick walk around the block after lunch, or even while you're on a phone call. And if going for a walk really is off of the agenda, I think even just popping out into your garden, breathing, taking a deep breath, listening to the birds, or just taking a cup of tea outside and sitting down for 5 minutes. Making time for your friends, meeting up with your friends, having a good belly laugh. Laughter's the best medicine, right? And I think that again comes down to that big belly breath. So that's really regulating. And I think that's why, if you're annoyed and then you get in your car and you blast out a song, I think that's the kind of same thing why we get the benefit of that. Reading, or even colouring in, essentially any activity where you're not actively thinking or doing, and it really helps to switch off your overthinking mind. If you're at home, giving yourself permission to have a cup of tea, to sit and stroke your cat for 5 minutes, to put your feet up, and permission, I think that's key, isn't it? Because I think it comes back to that being busy, doesn't it? What have you done today? Well, I've been really, really busy. It's actually okay to sit down. You're allowed to have some rest. And I know I mentioned it already, but some simple breathing techniques. So when we're stressed, we tend to breathe more shallowly from the chest. So just putting your hand on your belly, and just noticing your breath, I think it naturally helps to regulate that, and encourage a more relaxed breath. And that happens very quickly and brings about balance into your nervous system. So I can hope you can see from those that it's not about the grand gestures, going off to an hour's meditation class or anything like that, but it's the things that we can do consistently and to incorporate into our day easily that really count. So my takeaway for you today is give yourself permission to rest. All those little moments will really add up, and help you with your symptoms and to help you avoid burnout. So I am curious, what little moment of rest will you be taking as a result of this? I would love it if you drop me a DM on Instagram or maybe a voice note on Spotify. Your feedback and interactions are so appreciated. Any topics you want me to cover, do let me know, but I've also got some wonderful guests lined up with real powerful insights into helping you find your way through perimenopause and menopause. Thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.